Last week, I was talking to a friend who lives on a farm in Scotland. She keeps goats, and she said that they often make her feel better if she's a bit down because they are friendly and welcoming. They don't mind if she's talking nonsense, and being with them is comforting. In addition, the Goat Palace, as she calls their shelter, is set in beautiful countryside. It's peaceful, unless the goat kicks over the milk churn and you have to have words. She said that the Goat Palace certainly has a feeling of sanctuary at times. And that got me thinking, where is your sanctuary? Where do you find peace? A peaceful place may be somewhere where we feel completely at home, able to be ourselves with no judgment from others. It may be somewhere outside where we can see the wonders of God's creation and feel at one with our Creator. One place that we can find rest is in the company of God. In the Gospels, we hear that Jesus often goes off by himself to spend time with God. But now, more than ever, the word about Jesus spread abroad. Many crowds would gather to hear him and to be cured of their diseases, but he would withdraw to deserted places and pray. It's good to take time out when we can, to be with God, to talk, to listen, or to just spend time together. It is important for our spiritual well-being to make time for this to happen. It rarely happens without a conscious decision. Obviously, God is always there, but in our busy lives, it's easy to forget to make time for God. So I encourage you to mark some time out in your diary, if that helps, and deliberately spend some time with God this week. Rest in God's presence and see what happens. Often when Jesus went off to pray, it was the precursor to an important bit of his ministry. In Luke 6, we read, "Now during those days he went out to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. And when day came, he called his disciples and chose 12 of them." Before Jesus chose his 12 disciples, he spent the night in prayer. Later, in Luke's Gospel, we read, "Once when Jesus was praying alone, with only the disciples near him, he asked them, 'Who do the crowds say that I am?' They answered, 'John the Baptist, but others, Elijah, and still others that one of the ancient prophets has arisen.' He said to them, 'But who do you say that I am?' Peter answered, 'The Messiah of God.'" So here is another milestone in the ministry of Jesus when Peter declares that Jesus is the Messiah. It's good to have sanctuary, to have places where we can connect with God, places of peace. But we should be aware that God may use those times to strengthen us and to prepare us for the next part of our ministry journey. I find that hugely exciting. Let's join together in prayer. Holy God, we thank you for those places of sanctuary in our lives, places where we feel whole, places where we can truly be ourselves, places where we can connect with you in a special way. Help us to remember to visit those places and to spend time in your company. Loving God, strengthen us, build us up, comfort and restore us, and send us out into the world to take the next step in our ministry. Amen.
simple trust like theirs who heard beside the Syrian sea the gracious calling of the Lord. Let us, like them, without a word, rise up and follow thee. Rise up and follow thee. O Sabbath rest by Galilee, O calm of hills above, where Jesus knelt to share with thee the silence of eternity, interpreted by love, interpreted by love. With that deep hush subduing all our words and works that drown, the tender whisper of thy call, as noiseless let thy blessing fall, as fell thy manna down, as fell thy manna down. Drop thy still dews of quietness, till all our striving cease. Take from our souls the strain and stress, and let our ordered lives confess the beauty of thy peace, the beauty of thy peace. Breathe through the heat of our desire, thy coolness and thy balm. Let sense be dumb, let flesh